Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got some pretty big rumors to go over for Pokemon Day 2024 next month on February the 27th. So if you're excited for the video, make sure to drop a like down below, leave a comment, what are your thoughts on these rumors? Of course, take them with a grain of salt, as always with rumors, but either way, subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way though, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, let's take a look at the latest rumors for Pokemon Day 2024. So this was posted on the 18th of January on Thursday, and it's just simply titled Pokemon Day 24. So, Pokemon presents on February the 27th, which again is very likely to happen. Obviously, it's not been confirmed at the time of recording this, but every Pokemon Day since like Sun and Moon, celebrating obviously Pokemon Day, we've had a presents to go alongside it, and that's where we usually get like big game reveals. That's obviously where we've got Scarlet and Violet, BDSP, Legends Arceus, Sword and Shield, Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun, like all these are announced on Pokemon Day, so we are expecting for it to be the exact same this year as well. So Pokemon presents on February the 27th. So it says, starts off by reminding viewers about the Mochi Mayhem event and to make sure to play it to obtain Petrant. So I could very well see this actually happening because the event has only just come out. I can't remember the date. It came out like mid-January, early January, whatever, 11th of January, I think, something like that. 12th maybe. But either way, obviously it's just come out recently. So yeah, for a month later for them to remind everybody to play it wouldn't be surprising at all. And it'd obviously segue into like some more Scarlet and Violet stuff, maybe like raid events, maybe massive mass outbreak events. It's just a bit of content that, you know, even though we all already know about it, it's just something they can always put into the Pokemon Presents to make it longer and just to make people more excited for it and stuff like that. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see a reminder of the Petrant event. They then go on to say they promote the Dragon-type Mighty Feraligatr raid events that's going on at the time. So apparently there's going to be a Feraligatr event happening around Pokemon Day. So right now it looks like we're going to be getting the Gen 3 starters. We've just had Blaziken. We're probably going to get Sceptile and Swampert in the next like fortnight. So obviously next weekend would be one of those, and then that'll be there for 2 weeks, and then the weekend after those 2 weeks would be the final one, and then maybe we go into the Johto starters. And I think Dragon would be a kind of cool raid event for Feraligatr, but I don't know many Dragon type moves it actually learns, barring like Dragon Dance and stuff. Does it learn Dragon Claw? I don't really know. But either way, it'd be a cool raid event anyway for Feraligatr, and it'd be nice to see the Gen 2 starters also getting a bit of limelight, especially if we got like even if this isn't true or not, it'd be cool if we got like a Johto raid around the time of Pokemon Day if they were to then go and announce Johto games for Pokemon Day. It would kind of coincide really, really nicely. But anyway, apparently we're getting a Feraligatr Dragon raid event. They then go on to say the Scarlet and Violet sections end off with them thanking us for playing the DLC and showcasing it. So apparently that is going to be the portion of Scarlet and Violet. And you know, whether this is true or not, I think this is very likely just to happen anyway. They're probably going to drop an event for like raids. They're probably going to drop a massive mass outbreak event, remind everyone about the Petrant event, and that's probably going to be it. You know, they might even lead off with Scarlet and Violet. You never know, but I don't expect them to announce any more DLC or free content or anything like that. I think the only thing Scarlet and Violet are going to get now until Gen 10 are raid events and massive mass outbreak events. I don't think we're going to get any new content in regards to actual new story gameplay, you know, at all. It then goes on to say this presents is interesting because for the first time since 2015, this year will not have a main series Pokemon game or DLC announced. They then go on to say majority of the presents will be talking about spin-off series or games that already exist like Pokemon Go, and then new raids are going on there. So that is obviously very, very interesting because we don't really know what we're going to get announced this year. We have a good idea, but we have a good idea about multiple different things. You know, it could be Johto because of the 25th anniversary. It could be Unova simply because of all the hints from the Indigo Disc. And then it could also be Scarlet and Violet DLC 3 and 4. And I know I've just said that it's unlikely, but that is something that could still potentially happen. So for this to then go and say, oh, we're getting nothing this year, that would be very, very surprising. And I feel like a lot of people would be disappointed with that, just simply because we haven't had a new main series game in a couple of years. Like, we obviously had DLC last year, but obviously the year before that we had Scarlet and Violet, but we didn't have any main series game. The only game we got last year, I'm pretty sure, is Detective Pikachu 2, which was an absolute flop, by the way. Like, nobody enjoyed that game. So for them to go like back-to-back years with no like physical main series game would be, I don't know, like, alarm bells will be ringing, really, but either way, apparently this person's saying we're getting no new main series game. I don't believe that we're not. I think we're definitely going to get one. I just don't know what it's going to be. I think it's... Again, I'm siding more towards Johto, just because obviously it's the 25th anniversary, but it very well could also be Unova, especially because Riddler-Ku did say that the Indigo Disc holds, like, a massive hint towards the next game, and then he said it was Drayton. I mean, Drayton has no connection to Generation 2, so it would have to be Generation 5. So, like, both of the options, like Gen 2 and Gen 5, have things going for them. It honestly could go either way, which is why I'm even more excited. Like, going into the last presents, we kind of knew what we was going to get. Like, it was obviously going to be Scarlet and Violet DLC. And the presents before that, we had a good idea it was going to be Generation 9, because obviously we had, like, a grass cat, a fire crocodile, and a water duck. Like, they were all trademarked, like, a day before Pokemon Presents. So it was like, well, we're going to get 3 new starters, and that's obviously going to be Gen 9. So we've always kind of known. But this time, unless something drops through, like, trademarks or something, we generally have no idea. And there's, like, multiple options, which makes it more surprising. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm even more excited for Pokemon Day this year. But anyway, well, apparently, if this is true, I'm not going to be that excited. But, yeah, they're saying no new main series game. They say Pokemon Masters will have a new event featuring Drayton making his debut. I think Scarlet and Violet characters are starting to make their way into Pokemon Masters. I'm not 100% sure about that. I don't play it, but I wouldn't be surprised. Obviously, they're in Pokemon Go now, like Pokemon Gen 9 Pokemon are in Pokemon Go now and stuff like that, so it wouldn't surprise me if they're in Pokemon Masters as well. They then go on to say Pokemon Cafe Remix gets its own little update, and then they say the main other spin-off title will be Pokemon Unite, getting Koraidon and Miraidon an actual usable Pokemon. I think Miraidon has been data mined or something. I swear there's something about Miraidon that has actually been data mined for Pokemon Unite, but these are just kind of things that are going to happen anyway. We're going to get Pokemon Go stuff. They might talk about the Shiny Shaman, which has just recently been announced for Pokemon Go. They'll talk about Pokemon Masters. They'll talk about Pokemon Cafe Remix, and they'll definitely talk about Pokemon Unite as well. They'll probably drop some new characters in Pokemon Unite. They do it every Pokemon Day. So yeah, like all these mobile series games, like they always have new information about it. It's what makes Pokemon Presents even longer. And as well as that, they can talk about the TCG. They can talk about the anime. Like Pokemon Presents covers all bases. It's not just the games. Obviously, it used to be a Pokemon Direct where it was just the games, but now it literally just covers everything because Pokemon is such a massive mainstream bit of media. I mean, it's the biggest media franchise in the world. They have to just cover everything because there's people watching for everything. You know, there's people watching for the TCG, there's people watching for the anime, the games, the mobile games. Like, there's an audience for everything, which is why they cover everything. I know some parts of Presents, like if it does go over Pokemon Cafe Remix, a lot of people are like, oh, a little bit boring right now. But that's like really exciting to some people because that's like one of their favorite games, if that makes sense. But anyway, let's move on. So as for the new games and spin-offs, so new mystery dungeon entry in the series, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Hall of Fame. I really like that name. Now, why this could be likely is because of the last Pokemon Presents, the people that make Pokemon Mystery Dungeon literally, I don't even think it was a trademark. They did something, they literally kind of copyrighted or something like a brand new Pokemon game, which is like, and that was just before the Presents, so everyone was like, oh, we're definitely getting a mystery dungeon in the Presents. Obviously we didn't get it, which is why everyone was like, well, why have they done that then? Maybe they did that for this year, so maybe we are going to get a mystery dungeon game this year. I could see it happening. Like, we already had a remaster of Mystery Dungeon on the Switch, which was obviously the original, so whether they make a sequel or another remaster, I'm not sure. But because of that information, because of the people that make the games, kind of like trademarking or whatever it was, I can't remember what it was, but they did something which 100% points to a new game. They did something like that, which is why there's a lot of evidence supporting the idea of a new mystery dungeon game. So yeah, this very well could get announced. Hall of Fame is a cool name as well. Entei, Raikou, and Suicune will play main roles in the series, while their Paradox versions will be major antagonists at the very end. This game will be a little bit more different than any previous Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games, since you and your partner play very different roles in the stories and aren't always paired up together. There are some parts of the game where the gameplay changes up and instead becomes a real-time battle system. Another reason why I think we might get Mystery Dungeon is because of the new feature in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, where you can literally take like control of your Pokemon and play as them. Like, maybe we have a Mystery Dungeon game like that, like it's following from behind, like not necessarily a bird's eye view kind of thing, but it's actually following us like it does in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Maybe that was a bit of a test run to see how it worked and see if they could actually make it like a thing, and obviously it's worked out really well. So yeah, maybe that's another thing as to why we might get a new Mystery Dungeon. So They then go on to say a Pokemon roguelike game will be mentioned to be in development, yet they show off a snippet of gameplay and it is titled Pokemon Reach for the Stars. It looks like a much more animated and cartoony style than most Pokemon games. So this would be a brand new spin-off, a roguelike Pokemon game. I mean, very similar to Mystery Dungeon, I guess, in that sense. But yeah, I mean, there's been like ROM hacks and fan games and stuff of roguelike games, and yeah, they generally are widely accepted as like decent games. So if they actually made their own kind of version of that, I mean, I don't know how I'd feel about that. No new main series, but 2 new kind of spin-offs. It'd be okay, but I don't know. I feel like we have to get something Gold and Silver, like, esque, just simply because it is the 25th anniversary. I know I'm kind of, like, muttering on about it every single time, but, it's the 25th anniversary, man. That's a massive milestone for Gold and Silver. And they also are the second best-selling Pokemon games of all time, I'm pretty sure, after Red and Blue. So, yeah, like, why would they not make more Gold and Silver stuff? And then finally, the direct ends with them mentioning how Pokemon TV is going to sunset in March, and they promote a new Pokemon streaming service like system that will have a lot more Pokemon media to watch while subscribing to it with a monthly fee. They will start with a free trial at first, and it will be called Pokemon Now. Yeah, I mean, that is something I can see happening anyway, since they did kind of confirm that they were going to be closing down Pokemon TV. I thought that they would be making some sort of streaming service, and maybe whether that's Pokemon themselves or just Nintendo, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I could see that happening, you know, and they would have every movie, every anime episode, every possible bit of Pokemon anime content on this for like I don't know, like $5 a month or something like that would be really, really good. It'd be quite cheap, like Crunchyroll, but I mean, I could see that happening. And then, you know, if you wanted to watch a specific season, then you literally just pay like $5 one-off, watch all the episodes, and then you can just cancel it. You don't have to go and buy like anything. It'd be really, really useful. So I hope they do that. All in all, like, this is an okay rumor. I mean, they've done their research with like the Mystery Dungeon thing. They've done their research with the Pokemon like streaming service thing. The roguelike thing is obviously completely out there. And yeah, I mean, the Scarlet and Violet stuff I could see happening anyway, like a massive mass outbreak event announced, or a raid announced, and then just obviously talking about the Petulant event. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, I don't want it to be true because I want a main series game this year, but it's not the worst thing we've seen on 4chan. But obviously, take it with a grain of salt because it is a rumor, and you know, 99 times out of 100 these are false. But Pokemon Day is fast approaching, and we're going to get a lot more kind of rumors about it, and maybe even some leaks as well, because Pokemon Day does usually leak a few hours before the trailer. It always has done, because Legends Arceus and BDSP both leaked like heavily, like images and everything like that. Luckily I didn't see it, because that would have kind of ruined the presents. But I don't know, it's weird because obviously I cover like rumors and leaks, but on the day of the presents I just stay away from everything, because if it gets leaked a few hours before, then you're just not going to be excited for the Pokemon Presents. With things like this, you just don't know if they're true or not. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, drop a like down below. It's trying at 500 likes. Leave a comment with your thoughts on this. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.